Hello, happiness seekers. I'm your host, Klaudia. Welcome to the final episode of the Happiness Reset at Work campaign. I truly don't believe that the Happiness Reset at Work campaign has finished and it happened. I hope you have enjoyed this campaign and you have been following it from the beginning. And just as a reminder, the purpose of the Happiness Reset at Work campaign was to introduce you to the 5 drivers that contribute to building more satisfaction in our careers so that you can reconnect and truly re energize with your work in 2025. And throughout January, you had the chance to dive into 5 drivers of happiness at work by listening to 15 individual episodes full of scientific research, coaching questions, practical ideas for action, and expert advice. And in this short episode, I'm going to summarize the key takeaways for you. So let's dive in. So let's just start by saying, in case you are still a little bit skeptical and reluctant about happiness in the workplace, that happiness at work is closely related to engagement, leading to higher productivity, better relationships, greater resilience, and increased innovation. And if we dive into the data of organizational research across various companies and organizations, it's very clear that disengaged employees are twice as likely to leave the organization, experience 55% higher stress level, show 3 times less creativity, and are 28% less productive. And if you go and dive even deeper into that research, you will see that the main reasons that employees are not happy is because they have no influence in their role. They feel they are not treated fairly. They don't agree with the organization purpose, or they don't see meaning in their role. They don't feel included, or they cannot use their skills or learn new ones. So, with those reasons in mind that we see across lots of different data, researchers identified key elements that we can utilize in our career to boost our happiness at work and therefore have that higher fulfillment and reap some of those benefits that we get from positive engagement at work. And you will already know from this campaign that there are 5 drivers of happiness at work. These are autonomy, fairness, purpose, belonging, and mastery. 5 big words with even bigger impact when it comes to our work lives. So let's dive into those individually. As already mentioned, I'm giving you a bit of a highlight for each component for you take away and implement in your career. So, first up, autonomy. Imagine having that freedom to make decisions at work and control your tasks. Sounds great, and we all love more of that. And those of us who have freedom to concentrate on what matters to them are definitely happier in the workplace. And the key aspect here is about building trust. If we can build trust with our colleagues and leaders, that can help us to gain more autonomy. So think about how can you demonstrate your abilities to other colleagues to gain their trust, increase your transparency of progress. So again, colleagues very clearly seeing your impact. How can you build relationships with the key stakeholders to influence their decisions so that you can carve out more autonomy in your role? And my guest here was Sarah Langslow, executive coach, who spoke about mastering influencing skills at work. And she had this great quote which said, if you want to influence someone in practice, you are looking for them to listen to you and to value and respect what you say. And that starts with us trying to understand the other person first. Next, let's talk about the second driver of happiness at work, fairness. We all want to be treated fairly, whether it's about pay, workload, feedback, recognition. And fairness at work boosts happiness and job satisfaction to a very high level. And setting boundaries is a great way to start to maintain and cultivate fairness at work. It may feel a little bit awkward at first, But we need to remember that boundaries are there to protect our relationships, not to end them. So, great tip here is to start with micro boundaries, small actions that help us to cultivate more fairness at work day by day, slowly across the week. And if we want to challenge the status quo, the best advice here is about creating space where everyone's voice can be heard. We have here great advice from Michelle Hartley, HR transformation specialist. On fairness, she says, while respecting organizational procedures is important, there are times to engage your rebel side. Create your own employee forum to address key issues and ensure your voice is heard. Now on to purpose, the third driver of happiness at work. Purpose is all about finding meaning in what we do. So it's about aligning your work with values, it's about contributing to bigger goal, and that keeps us energized and motivated. And here I very much encourage you to reflect on the impact that you want to have. Be very specific. What is it that you're trying to change or impact in positive way? Set goals that are in line with your values. What is important to you and how can you fulfill it every day? And celebrate small wins. No matter how small, those things show what difference you are making. So you're really seeing your progress and you're really seeing your impact. And if you're currently feeling a little bit lost, try creating a vision board to help you clarify your career purpose. Christine Brown Quinn, career strategist, said that creating a vision board involves putting together images that resonate with you personally and professionally. Very quickly, by doing this, you will notice aspects that shine through strongly that can act as a compass in your career. Feeling like you belong is next on the list. Belonging means feeling valued and connected at work, and it's more than just being part of the team. It's about forming genuine connection at work. To foster those connections, though, we need to concentrate on breaking down three barriers that currently are happening in the workplace and preventing us from building those relationships. These are pace, so our very busy schedule, proximity, no opportunities for connections due to hybrid environment, and patterns, being on autopilot and spending time with the same colleagues at work over and over again. So, to try to break those barriers, start meetings with curiosity questions to slow down the pace and build connection with colleagues. Create opportunity for connections to get more proximity, even though it may at times feels a little bit like forced fun. It's important to bring people together and schedule coffee catch ups with colleagues from different teams, different departments to build relationships outside of your day job. This may seem very simple, but that little effort goes a long way in building those human connection and can really make a real difference to our happiness at work. My guest here was Kate Jones, founder of Neon Coaching and Leadership Development, and she's a big fan of checking in. And she says that doing check ins doesn't have to take very long. It can take just 5 minutes, but it is a mean by which everybody has an opportunity to say a little bit about how they are doing. And final one, the fifth driver of happiness at work is all about mastery. And mastery has two components here. It's about continuous learning. So we constantly learning and growing and also applying our unique strengths and talents. We need to here try to avoid the traps of thinking there is nothing left for me to learn, but also the trap of not applying what we're learning into daily tasks and responsibilities. So it's about balancing learning new skills with applying our strengths to projects that matters to our business. It's about seeking regular feedback on how are we doing and setting specific learning goals even if they are micro ones to really ensure that we are learning and growing. My guest here, Aoife O'Brien, host of the Happier at Work podcast, says that strengths may not be obvious to us because they come very naturally to us. So spend time understanding your unique strengths and use this knowledge to confidently contribute to your team, but also think how you can elevate those strengths but learning more. So there you have it, 5 drivers of happiness at work. By focusing on autonomy, fairness, purpose, belonging, and mastery, you can create a happier and more fulfilling work environment. If you want to dive deeper into some of those drivers, you need a little bit more time to reflect on them. Remember, you can always refer back to episodes from 133 to 147 for more details. And I would love you to join me on the 10th of February at 6 p.m. UK time for my free webinar when you'll be able to learn more about the topic of science of happiness at work. And also, there'll be an opportunity to network with fellow professionals. So I do hope that you will join me. This is a nice celebration webinar to celebrate the Happiness Reset at Work campaign. And to sign up, you can head to the happiness.challenge.co.uk/courses and you can get your free ticket there. So thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep striving for happiness at work. And as always, I dare you to be happy. Bye.